they were sort of like, well, what about the accent, you know? And so I just like went along with it and had a British accent the whole rest of that night.
Good morning, peeps. It is San Juan day, so I am ready and I'm gonna get off the ship and I'm gonna go find some lunch, possibly some Starbucks, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I do love this port. I always say that San Juan reminds me a lot of Miami, just kind of like a smaller scale Miami. So yeah, it's nice that there's things like Starbucks and fast food restaurants and whatever, especially this far into the cruise. We're like day 5 at this point, so it'll be nice to have access to some of those things that we love and enjoy. But yeah, so that's what's up. I'm gonna go find some trouble to get into, and I'll of course take you with me. We'll do what we do, and we'll talk soon.
All right, y'all, so San Juan today was pretty productive. I initially got off and walked around and, you know, went through some of the shops and then ended up at Starbucks, and I had a tea and a sandwich there. And then I ran into a buddy that I met on the ship, David, and he was like, let's go over to the Hilton, wherever, that fancy resort where the piña colada was invented. So we took an Uber over there and had a piña colada, and then we came back to Old San Juan, went to a gay bar, had a couple of rounds of drinks there, and then came back to the ship. I feel like we did quite a bit today. I didn't get back on board until, it's like after 7 now, so that's super interesting. That's the latest I think I've been out at a port, maybe ever, but we're in port for like another couple of hours, so people are still out there. Right now I'm gonna grab some food, and then probably the Sky Lounge after that for some evening fun and games. But yeah, very good day today, very productive day today. I feel like I did all the things and saw all the things, and hopefully I documented it good enough. But yeah, that's what's up. Let's go do stuff. We'll talk soon.
So at this point I was feeling quite hungry, so I made my way up the stairs to deck 15 where the marketplace buffet is, and of course I grabbed a plate of whatever looked good. It ended up being kind of a small portion, but that was on purpose. This cruise I was definitely trying to keep my calorie intake a little lower. I recently lost about 25 pounds, so I didn't want to undo all that progress in less than 2 weeks. And then I completely undid most of that by having several rounds of beer. As they say, life is all about finding balance. It was just Bud Light, so basically water, but you know, empty calories nonetheless. And then Adventure of the Seas started to leave, and I'd been on that ship before, so I waved goodbye through the windows of the Sky Lounge, and at this point I was tired of Bud Light, so I made my way down to the pub for some Dos Equis, and I had a couple of rounds of beer in there and just kind of people watch for a little bit, and then I made my way back up to my room.
All right, y'all, just a quick update. I was going to go to sleep early tonight. We get into port early tomorrow, and I've never been to St. Martin and stuff, but I'll figure that out tomorrow. That's a future Travis problem, because I don't think I mentioned this in the, oh, whoops, sorry, I took the card out. You know these rooms with the cards and the, does that one go out too? We'll just use this one. Anyway, look how baggy my eyes look. Anyway, so the first night I met a British couple and they were amazing. They're not old enough to be my parents, but like they're older than me. And so that I met them, and we were all very super drunk, so we didn't exchange any sort of contact information, last names, anything. So the whole cruise so far, 5 days, I've been trying to find them again. And my friend David, who I mentioned earlier, I think, he found them at the Edge Bar tonight, and now we're hanging out, me and my parents, tonight. So that's what's up. Oh, so I don't know how to explain the context of them being my parents. But anyway, it was because this other couple that we met assumed, since we were all together, that they were my parents. And then they were sort of like, well, what about the accent, you know? And so I just like went along with it and had a British accent the whole rest of that night. And so yeah, I'm hanging out with my parents tonight. They're going to Horizon, which obviously I've been to every night. That's the nightclub on board, the nightclub area. It's an outdoor bar. And they've never been. So we're meeting there right now. So I will talk to you all about this later, I think. But we'll talk soon.
One thing that I didn't realize that first night when I met my charming English friends is that I had left my coat behind, and like any real parents would do, they collected it and held onto it for me and then returned it to me 5 days later with a hug. Being that it was nice and warm outside, the Horizon Bar was definitely hopping and popping, and we had a great time back there, and then I made my way back down to my room.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap. It was a fun day today, productive day. Really enjoyed San Juan, and felt like I did a lot as well. And it was very nice reconnecting with my British friends from the first day. We had been searching for each other the whole time, and it only took us 5 days to find each other. They guarded my coat with their life and returned it to me safely. And now we're besties. So that was good. And yeah, so I think that's going to do it for this installment, but stay tuned for the next part coming out in a day or two. I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.